Hey guys, I'm back with my weekly chat with you. I hope you've all had a blessed and wonderful week. This week has had some ups and downs, some interesting things. So I got my notes. Don't be afraid, or don't be afeared. I do have 2 pages, but some of it was just copied and pasted emails from eBay, and I'll get into that story. Let's just wrap the chat up with the eBay story. How about that? Okay, so let's see. Something that actually happened last week that I forgot to mention, I tried quinoa for the first time. So far, I am not a fan at all. I am going to try it again if I can remember and try to prepare it a different way. If any of you guys have eaten quinoa, tell me what you think about it and how you prepared it and what extras you put in it. I'm curious to know. So far, not a fan, but anyway, I do want to give it another try. Let's see. I brought my little SD card in here, and I know you guys probably can't see that very well, but there are some metal pieces right there, and in between each one of those metal pieces is a small piece of plastic. Anyway, I had filmed 3 videos on this card, and I was trying to put it in my computer, and it wouldn't go in my computer. And so I was like, what is wrong with it? One of these plastic pieces in between each one of those metal pieces had broken and was still attached, but it had pulled back. And I was like, that's when you have a moment of panic. When you do YouTube videos and you have videos on your card and it sort of kind of breaks. What I ended up doing, I pulled the plastic piece off. I just ripped it off and stuck it in my computer anyway, and the videos were able to be saved. But I am going to discard this one for now, and I do have other cards like that. But moment of panic when that happens, yes. You're like, I don't want to film those over. Let's see. Oh, excitement for this week. I've talked about Carolyn Hiron so many times, probably till you guys are driven crazy about me mentioning her in different videos, but she replied to one of my comments this week, and I was so excited. It was like, oh my goodness, somebody famous replied back to me. I was excited. Anyway, just thought I would share that with you guys. Okay, let's talk about the Sephora Disney mirrors. Oh my goodness. If I would have done the Sephora Epic Rewards, I feel like this would be deja vu, but since I didn't do that, but this is kind of how I likened that event to be. So they were released online, and my understanding is they're only being sold at the Sephora store in downtown Disney in California. That is the only physical location that they were being sold. Released on Tuesday, but there was no time that they were going to be released. So I got up Tuesday morning, kind of went and looked, could not find them on Sephora's site, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll come back later. Well, I came back maybe 3-4 hours later, not sure how much time, and I got on Sephora's site. I'm like, oh cool, there's the Disney mirrors. Well, all of them but 2 were sold out, so I snagged 2 of them. I was getting ready to check out, and one of them disappeared out of my cart. I was so frustrated. I realize it's a really stupid thing to be frustrated over, because it's just like a little Disney mirror. Really, who cares? It means nothing in the world, right? But it was something that I love Disney. I love going to Disney World, things like that. And these mirrors are so, so cute. When the one I was able to get comes in, I will probably show it in next week's chat video, or I'll put it in, obviously I'll put it in a haul video, but that happened. So frustrated. So I jumped on eBay and started looking, because I knew they were going to show up over there. Some of these people on eBay had them priced for $110. Outrageous. Now, I've got mixed feelings about eBay pricing. I've been selling on eBay, never bought anything until this week. But I have been selling on there, and I try to price all my items reasonably. There has been 3 occasions where I actually made money, but I still really believe my prices were reasonable. 2 of those occasions was a pair of shoes that I had bought at drastically reduced prices. So I was able to actually price them higher than I paid for them, but still cheaper than the original price. So I just don't believe in price gouging at all. I do believe if you want to make some money, that is fine. I don't have any issue with it. I do not want eBay to ever come and say, hey, you can't price an item for that. I don't want that to happen at all. I do feel that people should be allowed to price items at what they want. I just wish they were less greedy about it. That's just my personal feelings about it. It is a hot topic that I was looking at eBay forums talking about this particular thing about price gouging, and let me tell you, the people that would leave a comment that were, leave a, like a question that were against it, they were just harassed by people that were for it. So I would never leave a comment like that on that forum, but it is, it is a very sensitive subject where people will go and just buy up massive amounts of stock from the store and then jack the prices up on eBay. They will just clean out the stock, and that is what happened with these Disney mirrors from Sephora. They're popping up all over eBay, Poshmark. I haven't looked at any other sites, but those two. And I just really think the prices were ridiculous. I was able to find one seller so far with reasonable prices, and I did make a purchase from her. That was my first eBay purchase, and she was so nice. So it was more than they were on Sephora site, but reasonable. And so I appreciated somebody like her, and that's why I chose to buy from her. Me personally, I would never have bought from somebody that had the price quadrupled or even more than that. Not going to happen. I'm not going to feed into your greed at all. That's just me personally. Some people may choose to buy it if they really and truly want it. But I just tell you, I was so frustrated though when it was just snatched out of my cart. I was like, hello, I put that in my cart. I wish Sephora, here's what I wish. I wish that if you had it in your cart, they would leave an item in your cart for at least 5 minutes. There are other sites that will leave stuff in your cart for 10 minutes, and they will put a clock that counts down. I've had that happen before, and you have literally 10 minutes to make a decision to buy or not to buy. If you don't pay for it in that amount of time, it is removed from your cart, and I like that. I wish Sephora would do that, and I kind of wish that Sephora would limit their more popular items, like these special collector's edition pieces, to 2 items per purchase. In other words, I don't care if you want to buy 15 of them, but I almost wish they would say, okay, you can have 2 of each one if there's multiple ones, and then if you want more, you're gonna have to come back. That's the way I wish it would work, just so that it was more fair, that other people could get in there and make purchases instead of other people just scooping up all the product and nobody else gets a chance and then jacking the prices up. I just wish that was more fair on Sephora's site. But regardless of the fact, if you were one of those people that were able to scoop them all up and then sell them on eBay, I'm like, good for you that you were able to actually buy them. So anyway, that happened. I was very frustrated on Tuesday, very frustrated, and I do realize it's a ridiculous thing to be frustrated for, but regardless, I was frustrated. Another thing that was exciting this week, let's just move on past that story. I hit 200,000 views on YouTube this week. I realized that for some people, they could hit 200,000 views probably in an hour. Somebody like Zoella, she gets that super fast, but she's got 9 million subscribers. For me, 200,000 views was huge this week, and I want to say a great big thank you to every single person who has subscribed to my channel, who watches my videos. Thank you so much. It just means so much to me, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, do you have one of those tire lights on your cars that constantly goes off? I have started referring to mine as the evil tire light. I have only had, if I could knock on wood back here, 2 flat tires, hopefully no more, on my car. And my car is 7 years old. It's a 2007. It is 8 years. 8 years. Is that right? I'm bad at math. I think it's 8 years. It's 8 years old. Soon to be 9. So I've had it since, it'll be 8 years at the end of October. So anyway, basically ever since I've had my car, that tire light goes off all the time. I mean, as soon as it starts getting cold, it goes off. So it drives me insane because I'm like, I never know if it's just teasing me or if it's something real. So I went and it was just needed some air in the tire. So I asked the guy, I said, why does it go off so often? I said, does just air just leak out of the tires? And he did say basically 1 pound of pressure or something like that leaks out per month. He said that's just normal. And he said normally whenever you get your oil change, we just air the tires up. So anyway, but it drives me insane when it happens. It teases me a lot. So really just as soon as it starts getting cool, it goes off. And speaking of cold weather, I don't know, I'm moving my hands around a lot. This is why I hate cold weather and I love the summer. One of the reasons. And I realize it's not that cold out there now, but it's starting to get cool. It's getting cool in the mornings. My hands have already starting to dry out, and this hand right there in particular, the eczema has already started. So what I have to do for that is basically just cover my hands in really thick lotion. My dermatologist said use the Neutrogena Norwegian one and then wear cotton gloves at night, and I haven't done that yet, and I need to start doing it. But I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is just getting really rough, and I just hate it. But anyway, that's why I hate fall and winter, and I love seeing when winter moves out and spring moves in, the weather starts warming up. But my favorite time is summer, and I just wish it was summer all year round because I hate this dry skin. Anyway. Something else about filming this week, and I did 2 haul videos, and it took me 2 different filmings to get those done properly. I was literally boring myself when I was filming those, and I was like, girl, if you are bored with it, what are people going to watch think? So I ended up refilming those. I hope they turned out okay. I hope you enjoyed those haul videos. But in the second haul video, the modest clothing haul, I said I was going to film my views on modest fashion, or the way to dress modestly. It's going to be my views. I've already attempted to film that video twice. I hated both of those. So I still have to go back and refilm that video. And I was just having trouble this past weekend. It happens. Yes, it does. So I just thought I would throw that out there. And then one other thing I wanted to say, and I guess somewhat apologize for, I don't realize I'm doing a lot of, it could be nervous habits, but I don't feel nervous, so I don't call it nervous habits. But one of the things that I do a lot is kind of push my glasses up. They're not about to fall off my face or anything, but they do slide down a little bit. And so I constantly do that in videos, and when I go back and edit my videos, it drives me insane, and I'm going to try to limit that. And then sometimes when my hair is down, now I generally don't play with it too much, but I will, maybe run my hands through it, and I'm going to try to stop doing that so much. And I do wave my hands around a lot, maybe try not to do that as much either. But there's a lot of things that you don't realize you're doing until you go back and watch the videos, and it's been driving me crazy, especially pushing my glasses up. I'm going to try to not do that so much, but it's just like an unconscious habit of just going and literally, I'm just doing it now for emphasis, but just going back and pushing those up. So I'm going to try to stop that. And I again want to apologize. There's usually a glare on my glasses. Nothing I can do about it right now. I'm just do the best I can, so I hope that doesn't drive anybody crazy too much. But regardless of that, let's wrap up the story with my personal eBay story that I alluded to. It wasn't the Sephora mirrors. I kind of copied and pasted some emails into this paperwork. So on August the 14th, I sold a pair of shoes to this lady in Miami, Florida. I put them in the mail to her on August the 15th, shipped them off. I don't typically do any tracking unless there's an issue later. So on August the 25th, I believe. Yes, I had to look, had to check. On August the 25th, they were mailed on the 15th. So 10 days later, she emails me and says, "Hi there, I haven't received my item and wanted to know if you have an update. I checked with my neighbors and they haven't seen a package or notice. Please." And she just ends it with "please." I'm like, "Please what?" Anyway, let's just move on from there. So I immediately emailed her back and says, "I just tracked the shipping and here is the message." It says, this on August the 17th. It was delivered to her in Miami, Florida on the 17th of August. It says, notice left, no secure location available. We attempted to deliver your item at 3:17 p.m. on August the 17th in Miami, Florida, and it leaves her zip code. I'm not going to give that out. And a notice was left because no secure delivery location was available. You may arrange redelivery by visiting USPS, blah, 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 or calling, or you may pick up the item at the post office indicated on the notice. If this item is unclaimed by September the 1st, 2015, then it will be returned to the sender. Then I put underneath that, please check with your post office. It appears they have the package. On on September the 12th, she emails me back. So that was just this week, this past Saturday, a week ago. It says, hi there, I am so sorry that the shoes haven't arrived. I went to the post office twice and was told there was no package for me. Not sure if I believe her because she could have called and had them check it. It says, now I was told that the item was returned. I'm still interested in the shoes. Please advise what you would like to do. Then I emailed her back and I said, I will go to my post office on Monday. So that was Saturday, whatever Monday was. The 14th, I believe, of September. I said, I will go to my post office on Monday. And I said, if it's still there, I said, I can ship the item back to you, but I'm really concerned. I said, obviously, they're not going to leave it wherever you have it. Do you have another address? Anything like that? I said, or maybe we could do signature required. And so she emails me back and said, this has happened twice before. She said, I went to the post office on Monday. Okay, this has happened. Then she tells me, okay, I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. She said, it's happened twice before. She said, let's try the signature this time. And I was feeling so bad at that moment. I said, she never even mentioned that she would pay for shipping again. And I said, I was feeling so bad. I was like, oh my goodness, she's having so much trouble. I hate that this has happened to my buyer. I said, I will cover shipping if the item is at my post office on Monday. If the shoes are at my post office on Monday, I will cover the shipping. And I wish I had not have said that at that point in time, but I did. She never once even says, thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing all this extra work. I was jumping through hoops for her, trying to figure out what was up. And I'm really not sure I believe that she went to the post office or not, because I went to the post office on Monday. The shoes were not there. They had not been delivered back to me at that point in time. So I was like, okay, I had made a decision at that point. I'm just going to refund her money. I'm done with her. I don't know what's going to happen. I said, if the shoes are lost somewhere, I will file a claim with the post office to recuperate my losses, but I'm just going to refund her money. So I did go back to the post office on Wednesday. The shoes were actually at my post office, so I started talking to them. I said, so if I were to reship this item back to her, and request signature delivery or signature upon delivery, I said, what happens? And they told me, they said, well, they will knock on the door. If nobody answers, they will leave a notice to come pick it up at the post office. And I said, so basically that's exactly what happened the last time. They attempted delivery. It was not secure. I don't know if they knocked on her door, but they did leave her a notice. She didn't pick it up. And I said, well, how much is shipping if we do that? And they were like $13.80, and I was like, oh no, I'd already made the decision to refund her money. I'm like, I'm not reshipping these shoes and paying that much out of pocket when she couldn't make a secure location available, and that it's happened twice before. And they were like, you do realize that she's probably lying to you, and she didn't go to the post office and pick that up. And I went, oh my goodness. And they were like, we cannot recommend, we'll do it if that's what you want to do, but they're like, we do not recommend you reship to this person. They said clearly she is not attempting to go pick up the item, because they said it was at the post office in Miami until September the 10th. It was there from this August the 17th to September the 10th, and they said she didn't make an attempt to go pick it up. They were able to check the notes. So, I was like, I'm done with her at that point. I don't want to leave bad feedback for her. because she was so nice, but just, I was like, I'm done with her at that point. So that was my week for this week. So I'm going to wrap this up. This has been a super long video, longer than I ever intended to be. I am working on that, not really. But I will talk to you guys next week. I hope you had a blessed and wonderful week. Bye, everybody.